Hello everybody, and today I'm gonna be kind of walking you through a pattern. So I highly recommend watching my basic crochet terms video. So, yeah. Alright, so today what pattern we'll be walking through is the classic pattern that kind of everybody starts on, and it is this little square called a granny square. Let me just snip this little end here. Granny squares are relatively easy once you get the pattern down. But yeah, I'll be walking you through how to do one of these. And there are several versions, and this is just simply mine. These are squares that you can sew together, or to make a blanket, or you can make dishcloths out of them, or you can make a really huge granny square as a blanket. I've done that before. I don't have my that certain particular blanket out. But anyway, so I'll set this aside. I have our pattern written out kind of right here. I had written this out. So a pattern will typically have a materials list, and it will actually sometimes have a terms, well, I know they'll have a terms list. Materials, sometimes you won't see that, but I decided to put them there. For our materials, we'll have a yarn, kind of your choice, and we need the appropriate hook for the yarn. And I forgot to put this in the materials, but sometimes it'll say a darning needle. And I'll explain what that is a little bit later. So we have our terms here. So the only terms that we'll kind of really need to know are CH, which is chain, SL, ST, which is slip stitch, and DC, which is double crochet. So now we're ready to get started. So I'm going to set this kind of off to the side so we can kind of see what we're crocheting here. So we'll take it kind of one step at a time. So our first order of directions is to chain 4. So that's CH, that's chain. So we need to simply chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We got 4 chains. Our next order of business is to slip stitch in last chain. So what that means is last chain, that's going to kind of be the first chain you did, so it'll be this one right here. What we're going to do is we're going to go in here, we're going to wrap our hook, we're going to kind of go in, and when it forms kind of like a big ring like this, I kind of like to put my finger kind of in that ring, that way I know where that ring is. So now we've got this kind of preliminary stuff done. So for now we're going to go on to round 1. So round 1, we're going to chain 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then 3. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it. By turning it, we're just going to flip it, or turn it. So then it says in the ring, double crochet twice. So when it means in the ring, this is our little ring down here. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in our little ring here. And there we go. So now we've done that. The star, it will come into play later, this little asterisk star. That'll come into play later. So now what we need to do is we need to chain 2. So 1, 2. Need to flip the page. So now we need to double crochet 3 times in the ring, which I need to put there. This is getting everywhere. 1, 2, and 3. So now we've come to that little star again right here. Repeat from star. So what this means is within these 2 little stars, with this one star, we're going to go back and we're going to repeat what's in the stars however many times it tells us. And it says here 2 more times. So what that means is we're going to go and repeat it back twice more. And sometimes I'll get confused in patterns on a total of how many times, but I don't think they will tell you that. So it would technically be a total of 3 times. So we're going to go back. We're going to chain 2. I'll just flip it up. We're going to double crochet 3 times. So technically it's just chain 2, double crochet 3 times. And this will be our first time kind of repeating it. So, can I get that through? Not without fraying. Oh my gosh. There we go. I hate it when yarn frays. So there we go. And I already see a mistake in my pattern. This is what I get for staying up late and doing this. So we're going to do our chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Actually, is there a mistake in that? I don't know. Yeah, sometimes patterns will have mistakes. And really experienced crocheters, they will say, okay, this is wrong. But some beginners will go, I don't know what's wrong. You know, what's wrong? Actually, there is no mistake. Okay. I'm just kidding myself. So, now we do the last thing of this round. Slip stitch in top of chain 3. So what this means is this little top here is chain 3. We're going to go on the top of that. Just do our little slip stitch. Had second thoughts about that. I'm pretty sure there's a chain 2. So, as you can see, there's already a little mistake, because you could tell that the hole was just a little too close. So we're going to chain 2 to kind of make that better and see if that works. Yeah, that works. Okay, so that's round 1. We have a cute little square now. Just really cute. So now we're on to round 2. We need to chain 3 and turn. So do 1, 2, 3, and then we flip it. Now we're gonna double crochet twice in chain 2 space. So this is our chain 2 space. These little big openings here, these are chain 2 spaces. All of them are. So we're gonna double crochet twice. And there we go. I'll get more yarn here. Now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to chain 2 and double crochet 3 times. And I should have put in the same chain 2 space, because that's what that is. Oh, this is a terrible written pattern. But I'm going to do 1, 2, and then 3. So we should have this weird looking arrow type thing. I don't know. Anyway, now it tells us to chain 1. So there's our 1 chain 1. Now it says we see this little star again, so that means we're going to have to repeat whatever is in the little star thing. So now it says double crochet 3 times in next chain 2 space. So we're going to double crochet 3 more times in here. So 1, 2, 3. I believe that's what it said. Yep, and it indeed did. Now it says chain 2, double crochet 3 times in same chain 2 space. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And it should be looking like that. So it's getting a little bigger. Now we've reached, well, actually we haven't. We have to chain 1 at the end. And a common mistake that I find myself doing is I'll kind of forget like these little chain 1s at the end of like a repeating thing, and you don't want to leave out any important details. So it says to repeat from the star 2 more times. So that's what we're going to do. And this is a very basic pattern. We double crochet 3 times. I can remember the night that my mom, she pulled up this pattern on her iPad, and she walked me through it, every step really, and I fell in love with the pattern so much I decided to do a humongous granny square blanket type thing, and trust me, it was pretty big. But that's how much I loved that pattern and how much I did it. I did dishcloths. It was crazy. So we're going to do that chain 1. Don't forget that chain 1. It'll look very, very weird. I think I may have to split this video up into 2 parts because this video is getting really long. And we're, I believe, halfway done with it, I believe. Because there is still a lot of pattern to work out. And I don't have no editing software that I can just like stop it and work on it and then come back and say, hello guys, some magic happened and I did it lickety split. 2, 3, and then we have our last chain 1. Don't forget that chain 1. So now it says slip stitch and top of chain